Pranam.
So we'll start.
Please start, Guruji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudirayet nashtaprayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistake. So Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Matajis. Thanks for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. Let me share my screen. So today we are going to discuss 31st text of 31st text from third chapter of first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please recite along with me while you are on mute. Yatha nabhasi megha yugo renur vapathivo nile yevam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam abhudibihi यथा नाभासि मेघायुगो रेणुर्वा पार्थिवो निले एवं द्रष्टारि दृश्यात्वम् आरोपितम् अभूदिभिः यथा नाभासि मेघायुगो रेणुर्वा पार्थिवो निले एवं द्रष्टारि दृश्यात्वम् आरोपितम् अभूदिभिः. What would meaning? Yatha, as it is, Nabhasi, in the sky, Megha Vogha, a mass of clouds, Renuha, dust, Va, as well as Parthivaha, muddiness, Anile, in the air, Evam, thus, Drashtari, to the seer, Drishyatvam, for the purpose of seeing, Aropitam is implied, Abhudibi, by the less intelligent person. Translation and purport given by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Clouds, translation, clouds and dust are carried by the air, but less intelligent person says that the sky is cloudy and the air is dirty. Similarly, they also implant material bodily conceptions on the spirit self. Purport. It is further confirmed herein that with our material eyes and senses we cannot see the Lord, who is all spirit. We cannot even detect the spiritual spark which exists within the material body of the living being. We look to the outward covering of the body or subtle mind of the living being, but we cannot see the spiritual spark within the body. So we have to accept the living being's presence by the presence of this gross body. Similarly, those who want to see the Lord with their present material eyes or with the material senses are advised to meditate on the gigantic external feature called the Virata Rupa. For instance, when a particular gentleman goes in his car, which can be seen very easily, we identify the car with the man within the car. When the president goes out in his particular car, we say there is a president. For the time being, we identify the car with the president. Similarly, less intelligent men who wants to see God immediately without necessary qualifications are shown first the gigantic material cosmos as the first of the Lord, as the form of the Lord. Although the Lord is within and without, the clouds in the sky and the blue of the sky are better experienced in this connection. Although the bluish tint of the sky and the sky itself are different, we conceive of the color of the sky as blue. but that is a general conception for the layman only. Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji. Thanks once again for joining the today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we'll discuss. So the general misunderstanding is actually we identify ourselves as a body. So that is a general misunderstanding. So we treat our body as the self. So similarly, misunderstanding of the external Virata Rupa to be the form of the Lord. So we discussed yesterday in the previous verse, it was told that the Virata conception of universal form of the Lord is just a imaginary form. It is not the real form of the Lord. It's just this imaginary form of the Lord which is related to this material world only. It is not the real form of the Lord. So due to this misunderstanding and misconception, generally people in India say like all gods are same. It is okay to worship anyone. If you worship Shiva, if you worship Ganesha, if you worship Kali or Durga, so or Kartikeya, so everything is same only. It will go to the Vishnu only. So results goes to the Vishnu only. But worshipping to the other form of the gods is different than the worshipping to the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. Both are different. But because of this misunderstanding, by seeing the Virata Rupa, so they think like all gods are same only and coming same only. So that's why the less intelligent person, they cannot understand the difference between the Virata Rupa, which is an imaginary form. The real form of the Lord is the spiritual form of the Lord. So I mean the real form of the Lord is spiritual form. So which is which is two-armed form Shyam Sundara form. Then where exactly that Shyam Sundara form is mentioned? So how can we relate that? So it is mentioned in the Brahma Samhita by Brahma. So this sloka is Premanjana Charuta Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hrudesu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achinta Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusam Tamaham Bhajami. प्रेमाञ्जनचरुतभक्तिविलोचनेन शान्ता सदैव हृदेषु विलोकयान्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरम् अचिन्त्यगुणास्वरूपं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So it is clearly mentioned in the Brahma Samhita saying the Syamasundara form of the Lord. So then why we are not able to see the God? So the example is given here by the Srila Prabhupada. Example is given here in the text. Clouds and dust are carried by the air, but less intelligent person says that says that the sky is cloudy and the air is dirty. So actually, air is not dirty. Air is air is not dirty. Air is different. Dust is different. So actually, air carries the dust. So the dust and the air does not mix together. So the air actually carries the dust from one place and put it in place in another place. It's putting in another place, but air remains as a air only. So now the dust was carried to some other place. Even though it appears like air is dusty or air is dirty, but actually the air is carrying the dust and the dust does not mix with the air. Similarly, we have another example like clouds. Clouds are there in the sky, but generally we say that sky is cloudy. So sky and cloud, they both do not mix together. Sky is space, vast space, and cloud is there in the sky. So same way, we have to understand in the same way we are spirit souls. we are spirit souls and we got a material body. Now the spirit soul and the material body, they do not mix each other. So as soon as we got the material body, we'll think that we will got the material conception, like we will think that I am this body, I am human, I'm male, I am female, I am rich, I'm Indian, I'm American, so I'm rich, I'm poor, like that. So bodily conceptions are actually applied, or bodily conceptions are actually imposed on the real real spirit. So for this because of this, Prabhupada mentioned in this purport, with our material eyes and senses, we cannot see the Lord, who is all spirit. We cannot even detect the spiritual spark which exists within the material body of the existing material body of everyone. So it is very difficult or not possible actually to see the spark and the spiritual form of the Lord. So Prabhupada explains the purport. We cannot see the Lord who is all spiritual with our material eyes. Then how can we see the Lord? Just we see discussed and just we read the Brahma Samhita. So it is mentioned Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena. So we have to apply the ointment of love to our eyes, then only we can see the Lord. So with our current eyes, so we have with our current defective eye, we cannot see too far the objects from the too far, and we cannot see anything when night is when sun is not there during the night, if light is not there. So we have defective eyes. So that's why we need to apply ointment of love to see the Lord. And same thing is explained by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita 18th chapter, Bhaktyamam Abhijanant. So one can understand Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. So without devotional service, it is not possible to experience or see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So further explained Prabhupada further explain in this material, in this text, those who wants to see the Lord with their present material eyes, with the material senses, are advised to meditate on the gigantic feature called the Virata Rupa. So Virata Rupa is the external feature called Virata Rupa. I mean, Lord's external feature in this material world is Virata Rupa. So Prabhupada advised to meditate on the gigantic feature called Virata Rupa. This is the instructions given in the scriptures. Because we are not able to see the Lord in all spiritual form. So Lord does not come in contact with the material. So he is always spiritual, his form is always spiritual. So Virata Rupa is the form we can see with our eyes, but that Virata Rupa is not the actual form of the Lord. The actual form of the Lord is completely spiritual. So now there is another very nice example given here. So when a particular person goes in a car, which can be seen very easily, we can identify that car, man within that car. When the president goes out in his particular car, we can say that there is a president. So when a car is going, so we can see that the person is there in the car. We will think that we will consider him. The person is going, even though we may be able to see him or we may not be able to see him, but we will consider that, we will say that it's a general tendency, we will say that that person is going. So in the same way, the president, if president goes out in front of our eyes or in front of us, we will consider that president is going. We will consider whether we see, irrespective of whether we see whether actually president is there inside the car or not, but we will generally say the president is going. So this way we will treat the president as a form of car. So car is going, president is going. So that way we will consider. But actually car is different and president is different. So president is sitting inside of the car, but we consider he is going. So we will relate him in the car himself. So those who wants to see the God immediately, or now some people wants to see the God, so without the qualification. So without qualification to see the spiritual form, in general, Lord displays the form of Lord of the universe, like the Virata Rupa. He will display the Virata Rupa. So Another example also Prabhupada mentioned here. So another example also Prabhupada mentioned here, the clouds in the sky and the blue, the clouds in the sky and the blue of the sky. So how we identify the bluish of the bluish tint of the sky? The sky itself different. Sky itself different, and the color is different. But if you ask anyone, so the people will say, the sky color is blue. Sky color is blue. That is a general conception. Sky is blue. Actually, bluish tint is different and sky is different. Skies appear to be blue. Actually, sky is not blue. Sky is different, but blue is different. That's why, so with our material conception of life, so with all these defectives, whatever we have in this bodily senses, and with our material conception of life, we cannot see Krishna or hear Krishna, so we cannot see. So but Krishna is not too far from us. He is within us. He is sitting in our heart as a friend. Suhrudam Sarva Bhutanam. He is guiding everyone. So, but we are not realizing him, we are not seeing him. So, and we are not looking at him. He is giving so many instructions, like two birds sitting in a tree. One bird is enjoying the fruit, another bird is simply watching. So Krishna is within our heart. We are not seeing him and we are not realizing him. So that requires some qualification. We need to perform devotional service to feel the presence of Krishna and to hear the instructions of Krishna within our heart. So Prabhupada is a pure devotee. He was always, he's always guided by the God only, by the Krishna only. Otherwise, how it is possible to construct international Krishna consciousness at the age of 16 or 70, and then construct 108 temples, and then travel all over the world? It's not possible during that in that age. So he was completely guided by the Krishna himself. So, and then example is when Prabhupada was in Jhansi. So Jhansi, to construct a ISKCON temple, there were a lot of difficulties he faced, and then he decided, like, okay, it's Krishna's will that he don't want the temple here, or it's Krishna's wish that he's giving some, he is not interested, something like that. He gave up, and then he walked out from that or idea, or from that place. Whereas in the Juhu temple, he did not give up. He stood, and then he finally won that things. So Krishna is completely guiding Prabhupada from the inner the heart. So sometimes we also feel like, Krishna gives the instructions, but because of material conceptions, we do not consider. Heart says something and might sense something, and with our mind and the senses, whatever senses are direct us, we go towards that. And sometimes if we hear our heart, sometimes we feel good for some that way. So Krishna gives all the instructions from our heart. So he is there within our heart. Then so then, do we know what is the one minimum one qualification give us the ability to hear the heart, hear the Krishna within our heart? Since he stays within the heart, then what is the qualification we should have to hear, or to understand Paramatma within our heart? So Krishna himself explained in the Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Jitatmanaha prasantasya paramatma samahitaha. He explained in the 6th chapter, Jitatmana prasantasya paramatma samahitaha. For one who has conquered the mind, for one who has conquered the mind, the supreme, the super soul is already reached. So we have to conquer our mind. We need to focus our mind only in Krishna. So Krishna centric life. So if we follow the devotional process by conquering the mind, then we can feel the presence, or then we can understand the presence of Supreme Lord within our heart. He is directly guiding us, and we can see everywhere Pandita Samadarshini. We can see everywhere Krishna's presence. So yeah, so you all senior devotees, you all are. I'm thinking, you people, you all devotees are senior devotees. You are already seeing the reciprocation with the Krishna within your heart. So there is an example car. So if we have a trouble for the car, if there is a problem within the car, we cannot see the problem directly. We cannot detect the problem directly. We have to take our car to a mechanic shop, or we have to call the mechanic to see our car. So the mechanic can identify the issue of the car, because so mechanic is a qualified. Say he was trained, or he is a qualified person. So similarly, we need to be qualified in order to feel the presence, or in order to hear the presence, in order to hear the instructions from the Lord. That qualification is only through devotional service. For example, the president is there. No matter how much materially person is having so many degrees, and he is a wealthy person, he has very big background, but meeting the president, or a visit to the president house, it's not at all simple. So it's not at all, very very difficult to meet a person, even though we have high material status. So that person needs to go. We have to go through, if you have to meet president, we have to go through various protocols, and his appointment, all those things. It's not easy. It is very very tough. But whereas if someone is a friend of president, or a relative of president, then it is very easy to mingle with the president, to see each other, to talk to him, to have a dinner with him, to have a chit chat with him. It is very very easy. So through devotional service, we can form that relationship with the Krishna. So ultimately what we are trying to do is, we are trying to come to the point to hear and see the God. But in order to do that, first of all, we need to hear about Krishna, and visualize about Krishna through the Shastras. Only through Shastras we can understand about Krishna, and we can understand his instructions. That is the initial stage. We have to hear through Shastras, and eventually we have to absorb those Shastras into our heart, so that our heart will be filled, and our heart material contaminations will be go away, and then we can open the doors of our heart, and then living with that spiritual vision, conquering the mind. Then Krishna is the heart, will actually tell us what we should be doing, and what is the right for us, and he will clearly explain, and he will instruct us, do like this, do like that. So that way, he will instruct us. Then, but it is a gradual progress. It is not immediately. We can't achieve that level. And a devotional service, by saying it is easy, but practically following the devotional service is very difficult. And Krishna himself told in the Bhagavad Gita, yeah, starting stage of devotional service, it's like taking the poison. So poison, it's taking the poison. But whereas material enjoyments, but I mean, starting stage of devotional service is a poison, but in the end it is a nectarian. Whereas the sense gratification is starting is a nectarian, but ending is poison. Because if you are addicted to the other habits, or outside food eating, then starting it is easy, but next what will happen in the long term run? We'll get obesity, we'll get BP, sugar, so many issues will come. So ending is difficult, starting is easy in the material conception of life. But in the spiritual way, starting is difficult, like taking the poison, but ending is very good, because following the Sattvic, getting up early in the morning, it's all good for health, as well as good for the soul to connect, and it will give the real pleasure. But material things, it will give immediate effect, but long term it is a problem. That's why it is very exciting to think. So we have to very exciting to think, to chat with Krishna, to hear his instructions. So this Krishna consciousness is so incredible that it is not just that, like theoretical. So it is not theoretical, it is not a theoretical philosophy. It actually connects us with the Krishna's voice within our hearts. So it is, the scriptures are there, because so many people are following. Why they are following? They are actually feeling the pleasure. They are actually feeling the taste in Krishna, connectivity with the Krishna. So Sutta Goswami is explaining to all the sages regarding Lord's activity in relations to the entire creation. He comes in different forms, and he comes as a Paramatma, whatever forms he takes, Paramatma or other forms or other incarnations, whatever forms, he comes to guide us, and he comes to take back to the Godhead, to back to the his kingdom. So this is the greatest opportunity we have to connect with the voice of the Krishna, with the to connect with the Krishna. So in order to connect with the Krishna, the basic qualification is we have to conquer our mind. Otherwise, it's not at all possible. So this way, through devotional service only, this and all possible. So any menial service is very, very important. So no, whatever the service is, small services, also temple cleaning or helping the devotees in the parking lot, those kind of small services also not going to be vanished. So all the services are going to be notified by the Krishna only. So every service, if you do service thoroughly, we have to take challenges, to take tough services, then only we can realize more, then only we can become more humble. So that way, by continuously involving us in the Krishna service, we can purify ourselves and we can connect easily with the Krishna by removing our the contaminations within the heart. So here I would like to stop here. So thank you so much, Hare Krishna. If there are any questions, we can discuss.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Any questions, reflections? Okay. If there are no questions, let's thank His Grace Brahma Prabhu by chanting 3 times Haribol for giving wonderful class. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. We'll have a Bhagavatam class tomorrow as usual, 6:30 a.m. We wish you a very, very happy Krishna conscious day ahead. Let's offer our prayers to Lord Narasimhadeva to give complete protection to our congregation members and as well as entire world. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnam Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Muchor Namamiham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnam Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Muchor Namamiham Ugram Veeram Mahavishnam Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanam Badram Muchor Namamiham. Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all assembled Vaishnavas who gave a wonderful opportunity to hear about Bhagavatam. Vancha kalpatarobhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra enthusiastically and wind up the class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. भगवान श्री कृष्ण परमात्मा की जय. अमल पुराणम श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि बोल. हरे कृष्णा. थैंक यू.